is 129.2 yards.
2 yards offline, I'll take that. Hey, it's Pete, GCI Turf. It's cold, nasty, and rainy outside, not to mention it's dark. So, I'm going to kill two birds with one stone. I've got a stroke play tournament in about a month I need to get ready for, and I'm playing tomorrow, and I got to work some things out. So, hopefully the golf course isn't too wet where they'll still let us play. So I'm going to hit some balls a little bit here and there. And in between that, we'll go over, get started in lawn care. So if you're new to the channel, this typically isn't how I do things. I'm usually out in the yard showing you different things and how to do this and how to do that. My experience with lawn care is 21 years deep. I own an actual lawn care company. I don't know, 7, 8 years ago or so, I started a YouTube channel, and it led into a e-commerce business. So a lot of the things I talk about in this video, there'll be links in the description below, because we sell them. We're an actual company with a physical location to where you can go online on our website, GCI Turf Academy, get what you need, and me or my wife or one of our employees box it up, package it up, and ship it right to your front door. And then I use YouTube as a way to show you how to use that stuff and show you how to have a nice stand of turf, whether it be fescue, bluegrass, rye, or Bermuda. Don't really do a lot of zoysia, and definitely don't do any St. Augustine or centipede. We're just, we don't have a climate. Well, we got a climate here for zoysia, but we don't have a climate to grow St. Augustine or centipede, so I just don't do any of that. Sorry. So talking about climate.
Sleeping mode on.
So talking about climate, the first thing you need to know in getting started with lawn care is what grass type you have or what grass type you desire, and that's going to be pretty much based on where you live. I live in North Carolina, right in the middle of the transition zone. So if you have a picture of the United States and you took a line and started in North Carolina and go straight across the middle of the country all the way over to California, we'll call below that south, and we'll call that above that north. Okay? Now if you go up a little bit from that line and then go down a little bit from that line, there's a swath of the country right kind of in the middle. It's called transition zone. So if you want the actual literal line that goes across the United States, go to Google and Google transition zone map USA. And you'll see a bunch of images, and it'll show you, and you can find out where you live in the country and put your finger on it, and then you'll know if you're kind of in the northern part, the southern part, or if you're in the transition zone. And I'll give you a good idea where to start with, the grass type that you either have in your yard now or that you're looking to have. So north typically is going to be cool season turf, which will be fescue, rye, bluegrass, or a mix of any of the three. South is typically going to be Bermuda, zoysia, St. Augustine, centipede, warm season grasses. The cool season grasses thrive more in a cooler environment. And typically the northern part of the United States, during the summer, in the hottest part of the year, you're not going to get blistering hot, say like they do down in Florida. You know what I mean? You're just not going to get that hot. Yeah, you'll experience heat, but it's not the same kind of heat. So cool season grasses have a little bit of trouble growing in those really hardcore heat environments, whereas down south it's just opposite. Your Bermuda and zoysia, and I'll say those two because that's all we do here. Your Bermuda and zoysia will thrive and do much better in a hotter climate, especially during the summer. Now that transition zone is where the magic happens, in my opinion, because we get the best of both worlds. We get that real mild weather in the spring, fall, even the winter, to to where cool season turf just is lights out king. And then we also get blistering hot during the summer, not quite like Florida or deep south, but we get hot enough to support Bermuda and zoysia because we have a bunch of it around here. I treat a bunch of athletic fields, a bunch of them. Every single one of them is Bermuda grass turf, and they look phenomenal during the heat of the summer. They're absolutely lights out. So that's step number one, figuring out the grass type you either have or you want or desire or can be grown where you live. Now, stipulation, that doesn't mean that you can't have a cool season turf and live in the South. We sell grass seed, our own GCI turf grass seed. I cannot tell you how many people in the South have turf type tall fescue growing our seed. But with that said, it takes a lot of extra care to make that happen. So I just want you to know that going into this. Up north, I'm sure you guys have Bermuda up there somewhere, probably on athletic fields, you know, college sports fields or pro sports fields. I'm sure you got Bermuda. But the recovery from Bermuda in your hardcore winters may not be all that great. So yeah, I don't live up there, so I don't know. I'm speculating. It may come out of your winters just fine. But I said that just so you know that it's not cut and dried. North, you don't have to have a cool season turf, and south, you don't have to have a warm season turf. There is some mixture going on there, but in general, the cool season grass is going to do much better in the north, and the warm season grass is going to do much better in the south. Transition zone, both of them do well as long as you manage your water correctly, especially with cool season grasses. Oh, if you don't have a clue what grass type you have, go out in your yard, take your pair of scissors and cut you off a good sample of it, put it in a little Ziploc baggie, run down to your local agricultural department or something like that, ag agency, and say, hey, can you help me identify this turf grass right here? I need to know what it is so I can know how to take care of it. I guarantee you they can tell you exactly what it is.
Carry is 180.6 yards. Ready.
7-iron, just in case you're wondering.
Carry is 182.1
There
yards.
it is.
Ready.
That's the one I'm looking for. 1 yard offline. All right, so once you figure your turf type out, your next step is to get you a program in place, or you know what you're going to do throughout the year. We sell lawn care guides on the website. You can get one of those, or you can piece together a program. You can go to your ag agency and get a program from them. You can go to like your colleges, turf colleges that have a turf program. You can pretty much find a program for any turf type there. Several different ways you can do that. I haven't updated my guides in a while, so they're a little outdated, but I am in the process of doing that right now. So hopefully in the next 2-3 weeks from you watching this video, I should have those out. And if you've already bought it, we just send it to you automatically when it's ready. Don't hammer us with emails. I'll send it to you when it's ready. And for those of you not aware, we do have a lifetime warranty on that. Well, I don't think it's called a warranty, but whenever I update the guide, you get the updated version for free. You don't have to pay for it again. I don't think that's called a warranty, but whatever it is, you know what I'm saying. So once you get your program in place, you will find that a lot of the times, most of the time, you're going to want to feed the turf and you're going to want to prevent some weeds, okay? You got pre-emergent and post-emergent, okay? Pre-emergent is something you put down that is going to limit or discourage or stop you from seeing weeds in your yard, okay? Doesn't mean they're going to not germinate. It's just the way that pre-emergent works is it puts a barrier on the ground, and once that seed pops open, the little root comes in contact with that berry and it burns it and it won't let it mature. At least that's the way I understand the way something like Fertilizing works. The other one is a post-emergent herbicide, which that's if you can walk out in your yard and visually see a weed in the grass. Pre-emergent will do nothing for that. Of course, there are some on the market that have both pre and post-emergent qualities, but we'll get into that later. But Fertilizing is going to be your most popular, or one of the most popular pre-emergents. And like I said, I got that linked up in the description below. If you're interested, you can check that out. But post-emergent, you're going to spray on the weed after the weed is up and visible and you can see it. Now, if you're under snow or your ground's frozen, don't do it, okay? It's just not the right time. You need to wait until the weather breaks. Soil temps get up a little bit. The air temperature gets up a little bit. You know, nice springtime weather. You know, when you can go outside in shorts and short sleeve t-shirt, it feels really nice and cozy. That's about when you want to go tackling your weeds, because you're going to get the best result around that time period. And that's for the springtime. Of course, my company, we spray weeds year round unless the ground's frozen and it's bitter cold, yada, 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 which we're not doing much at all in yards then anyway. I think it's, what is it, around 57 degrees-ish soil temperature or so, 55 to 60, somewhere in that range on your actual soil temperature. That's when you need to apply it, because you want to get it down before weeds germinate. That's why it's called a pre-emergent, pre-emerging, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, you can go buy a soil thermometer and stick it in the ground, check it every day. You know, you can do that. I don't do that anymore, just because I've been doing this 20 years and I just know when the right time is. If you're a veteran at doing this, or if you've done it 2 or 3 years, you apply the pre-emergent roughly about the same time every year. And I do a split one, so I'll be doing my first one in a couple of weeks, which will put me around the 3rd, 4th week of February-ish. Then I'll come back and do my next one around 1st or 2nd week of April. And that'll carry me all the way into, you know, August, maybe, end of July, August. And by then, I want that pre-emergent to be gone. I want it out of the ground, because I'm getting close to aerating seeding. I don't want anything to kind of hinder that process.
Carry is 194.4 yards.
Oh, come on, 200. Where you at?
Carry is 202.8 yards.
There we go. 3 yards off target. I'll take that all day long. So pre-emergent needs to go down, and you know, I got both granular and liquid. Well, it's not liquid. It's a powder you put with water, and it melts down, then you spray it out. So if you're going to spray, and if you have a lot of weed pressure, meaning you got a lot of weeds you can physically see, you can mix a post-emergent in with your pre-emergent and do a blanket application. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. That's one of the joys of liquid. You know, I love liquid applications. Love granular too, but I love liquid because I can do multiple things at one time. So next thing on the list is going to be fertilizer. Most fertilizers I know of have 3 numbers on the bag. That's going to be your N, P, and K, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. I'm going to do a separate video on soil testing here pretty soon. A lot has changed in my lawn care program in the past couple of years. I have reverted back to the way I started my lawn care company out, doing things extremely simplistic, minimal inputs, and getting extremely good results. So this entire year, I'm going to show you that in the yard and show you what minimal inputs looks like with really good results. And you know, most of y'all have seen my turf. You know what it looks like. It's glowing like a new penny the majority of the year, and it just, I hate to say it because I don't like talking about this, but it literally dominates everything around. You can ride down the street and I'm still dominating. You can go into the next town and I'm still dominating. So for those of you that like that mentality, you'll really want to follow along this year so that you can see that minimal input and get the maximum result. So back to the fertilizer. I'm going to be doing soil testing video soon and update you on my philosophy on soil testing, because I'm going to tell you how I used to do it back in the day, and I'm going to revert back to that now and start doing it that way again now. And I think it's going to shock the mess out of you when you find out how I done soil testing for probably 10 years. The first 10 years of my career, this is exactly how I used to do soil testing. I'll tell you all about that in the next video. As a matter of fact, I've got 4 different soil test kits right there that we're going to soil test my yard in that video and get the results back and go over it and then tell you what I think. So back to the fertilizer. Nitrogen is king. Nitrogen equals green and grow. Potassium, phosphorus, they need it. Yeah, in some cases they are, but nowhere near as important, in my opinion, as nitrogen. Nitrogen floats the boat. It's absolutely the king. You can get quick release nitrogen, slow release nitrogen, granular nitrogen, powder nitrogen, liquid nitrogen, and you can get all different kind of forms of it. So the options there is pretty endless. Now, if you're like me, we've had a over-the-top wet winter. Cold, wet, yucky, dreary, that kind of winter. I know a lot of you guys up north have been getting a lot of snow, so when that melts, all that becomes liquid. I've been watching you guys on the Weather Channel, seeing some of those snow events you guys have been getting. Heck, y'all boys down in the south, down in Florida and Alabama and Louisiana and all, y'all got hammered with a big snowstorm. So it's kind of the wet weather pattern's kind of been all across the United States, as far as I can tell. Obviously, there's poor folks out in California. I don't know if they're getting rain now, but they wouldn't at one point in time, and things were burning up pretty good out there. So, man, that breaks my heart to watch that stuff on TV. Think about a man that's done worked his whole life and got his house paid for right there, and his family's with him, and everything he's got is burnt up. That is some terrible, terrible stuff. So what I was getting at with the wet weather is nitrogen moves through the ground, quicker than most. It will leach out of the ground. It will move through the soil surface and get out of the root zone to where the grass can't use it anymore. Well, the reason that happens a lot of the time is because of excess water. And like I said, I guarantee you, if we went out there and done a tissue test or some type of test to test the actual nitrogen in the ground or in the plant, there's probably not a lot there. Maybe a little bit, probably not a lot there, just because we've had so much rain. So what we like to do in my company and in my yard is in times like that when the nitrogen has been depleted and it's no longer there and your gas tank's kind of on empty, I like to get something in the plant quick, okay, to really get it jumping as quickly as possible. That could be one of two ways. One with a liquid, and of course I got my GCI 2000, which is a great choice. And like I said, there's plenty of others out there you can look at. And then I've got my granular GCI Turf 3000. Now that 3000 is a mix of urea and ammonium sulfate. Both are quick release sources, so that you put it down, it gets watered in, the plant takes it up and it's going to start working pretty quick. Now, overnight, are you going to see some crazy fast dark green yard? Absolutely not. It's going to be a little bit slow, even with a quick release, early in the season. Now, if you want to wait and put your fertilizer down later in the year when it gets a little bit warmer, that's completely fine too. We've been doing it this way for almost 20 years, and it works fantastic for us. We get it down a little bit early, which is shortly after my pre-emergent, maybe a couple of weeks after my pre-emergent application. And when we do that, it's right about the time to where I'm thinking about starting to mow, and I'm also looking at some warmer days coming. You'll go a few days, it'd be kind of nippy and cool and chilly, Now all of a sudden you get a stretch of 3 or 4 real nice warm days. It might cool back off a little bit. Well, I want my fertilizer down during that time, during that transition time from winter into spring. I don't like waiting until spring to do it. And I always start mowing early, a little bit early around here. So when I mow, I'm telling my grass to grow, and it's already got the food right there in the ground waiting on it. So that's kind of my take on that. I believe that's why my yard greens up before everybody else is in the neighborhood, and I'm mowing before everybody else in the neighborhood, is because I'm telling my grass what to do. Hope it makes sense.
Carry is 190.3 yards.
Oh, 190, that's short. 2 yards off line. I ain't got no juice in me tonight. Wore out.
Carry is 211.6 yards.
There we go. 211, 4 yards off target. I'll take that with a 5-iron any day. So equipment. Need some equipment to do this. You can go buy you a inexpensive pump-up sprayer, backpack sprayer, or you can invest a little bit of money and get you a much higher quality battery-powered backpack sprayer that you don't have to pump up. That thing's magic, I'm telling you. We carry the FlowZone line of sprayers, which are battery-powered. But for home yard, you're probably going to want the 4-gallon for the majority of home yards, unless you just got like a really small yard. We do include a couple of nozzles, a couple of T-Jet nozzles in there with the purchase. We don't even charge you for them. We just include them in the package. One's a trim tip for spraying edges or smaller areas. And then the other is a flood nozzle that you spray a wider area. You spray about 8 foot wide per pass. So that allows you to cover a lot of ground in a little bit of time with just 4 gallons of water, liquid fertilizer. Now, for those of you who like to up your game, I a year or so ago come out with a line of commercial grade DIY homeowner sprayers. I got Spray Buddy, Cart Buddy, even got a Mix Buddy for someone who don't quite want to get the big sprayer, but you want to be able to mix a bunch of material and then just put it in your backpack sprayer, and you don't have to mix individual backpack sprayers each time you fill up. The Mix Buddy is a good option. Then the Spray Buddy, it's kind of like what I got right here on the wall. This is a 50-gallon Spray Buddy right here. It's 50 gallons total with 300-foot hose. I can go all the way around my house and cover the whole thing, the whole yard, and do it on one fill up, mix one time, spray one time, and then get back to hitting some more golf balls. Then the Cart Buddies, it's a 20-gallon or 50-gallon. They're kind of like the Spray Buddy, but it's mobile. So you can roll it up in the corner of your garage. When you need it, you pull it out in your driveway and push it around the driveway, down your sidewalk or whatever, and use that as your sprayer. But Spray Buddy and Cart Buddy is really no different. It's just with Spray Buddy stationary. Cart Buddy, you're able to move it around wherever you want to move it. And yes, my skid sprayer is coming. My fabricator sent me a draft where I can look at the 3D model of it and all that. So I'm getting 2 of those made, a 20-gallon and a 50-gallon, so that we can get them in-house, assemble them, build them out. I'll test it, make sure it works. Once that happens, then we'll go straight into selling them. So I got quite a few people that are asking about the skid sprayer. Just be patient with me, they're coming. One of the coolest features about that is you can take your normal drop cord right here and you plug it in overnight to let the battery on it recharge. So that's going to be a really sweet feature. And on top of sprayers, I got all kinds of spray booms, spray wands, spray guns, triggers, all different kind of things on the website. You can go in there and check it out if you want to. Might be something on there that meets your needs, might not, I don't know. Of course, if you're going to do granular, you definitely want to have a spreader. You can go to Lowe's, buy you a pretty good spreader. You can go online at like Spiker, what's the red one that's made, whatever that brand is, crap. Earthway. The Earthway spreader, Spiker, makes a pretty good one. I personally have the Lesco push spreader. I think that's the best one out there. I know Anderson makes one. So you have several options to look at on that. I'm pretty sure we're getting ready to sign up with Spiker, and we're going to be able to carry the Spiker line of spreaders on our web store. It ain't finalized, but it's getting close to being finalized. So, that'll be an option. I'll have some of those here, and I'll be able to show you how they work and all that kind of thing. So I think that's about it. You need your normal stuff. Obviously, you need a lawnmower. If you're going to mow grass, smaller yard, you get away with a push mower. Larger yard, you might want a riding mower. And depending on what your budget is, you might want to look at a zero turn or a stand-on or a commercial walk-behind like I have my right. So, the options are endless when it comes to lawnmower. Weed eater, string trimmer, stick edger. If you have hard surfaces up against grass and things like that, you definitely want a stick edger. I don't like using a string trimmer on the hard surfaces because, how good you are, you're still going to get a little bit of wave in it. And I like that dead straight line on my edges. And I want that grass thinning perfectly straight up every time I walk by and look at it. So I use a stick edger. I use the Echo. I think my string trimmer is a SRM 225, I believe. And my, let me go look and see what my stick edger is. It is old as the hills. My stick edger is a Echo PE 260. It's back when they used to be gray. They paint scheme them gray. Now they're orange. It is super old. I think that thing's probably, gosh, I bet it's close to 12 to 15 years old probably, and still runs like a champion. It takes me a minute to get it crunk, but once I get it crunk, it's lights out. She runs like a top. And of course you need a blower. So, mower, string trimmer, stick edger, blower, they're kind of the obvious things that you need. And they're, personal preference, whatever you decide to get or, whatever you have, if you like it, so be it.
Carry is 199.3 yards.
During the spring, summer, fall, I am typically either playing or hitting balls every single day, whether it be in here or the range or on the golf course playing. And I don't have the problem I have right now. It's been winter. I haven't been swinging nowhere near as much. I am hurting. Holy cow. My shoulders right through here and my back are sore from just not hitting any balls. So definitely before this tournament's coming up, I definitely need to start hitting more so I can get out of that mess. So I think that about covers it. Hopefully in the next video you see from me, hopefully we can be in the yard doing something. A little update on my synthetic putting green installation I'm putting in over here. It's 100% ready for the material. I'm talking with a company right now, trying to work out a sponsorship deal with them to where they provide me the material, and I'll tell you all about it and show you how to put it down and all that kind of thing. And I'll tell you about the company and their product and all that kind of thing. So just a heads up on that. I don't think I'm going to get it for free, just because that stuff is very expensive. I do think I'm going to get it for cost, which I'll take that. If I can get it, I'll be completely content and satisfied with that. But even at cost, it's still a good chunk of money. So I need to talk with my wife a little bit first about that. It is a more expensive material than your run-of-the-mill stuff because it's top of the line. It's the exact same material that Tiger Woods used on his was it TGL, Tiger Golf League, the one you see on TV, the synthetic green that rotates and all that kind of thing. It's the exact same material as that. So it don't get any better than that, I don't think. I think it's probably top of the line. So that's more than likely, if I had to guess, that's probably why they're not going to give it to me. But I'm going to have to pay at least at minimum cost for it, which, like I said, I'm fine with doing that. So spring's right around the corner. You know, it ain't too much longer. We'll be out there mowing. Oh, I forgot to tell you something. Your lawnmower. Check it out. Make sure the oil's changed in it. Make sure everything's freshened up. Give it a little tune up or whatever. Sharpen the mower blades. Get them sharp. Okay, a sharp.
Sleeping mode on.
Sharp mower blades are key to a healthy turf. That is one of the absolute best things you can do for your grass is cut your grass with sharp mower blades. When you go get a haircut, you don't want the barber cutting your hair with dull scissors. It leaves it all jacked up. Matter of fact, why don't you ask your wife about that? Say, babe, next time you go to the hair stylist, salonist, or whatever they're called, ask them to cut your hair with dull scissors and see what kind of reaction you get. She ain't gonna go for that, I'll tell you that now. If you went to the hospital and had to have a surgery, you don't want the man cutting on you with a dull knife, right? You want good clean cuts on that so that it heals back up properly. You know, you want your incision to heal back over like it's supposed to. The grass ain't no different. You cut it with dull, yucky, nasty blades, it leaves a rough, jagged, nasty cut. Leaves the door open for all kind of crazy things to happen. But if you cut your turf with a nice, clean, sharp mower blade, you get a good, clean cut. Your grass will love you a lot better, I assure you. And you will love your grass a lot better, too. Yep, I got a business for that, too. I got a lot going on, a lot on the plate, but I enjoy it. Keeps me young, keeps me rocking and rolling. We started a mail-in lawnmower blade sharpening service. So you can go to reedgeit.com and you can click on whether you want to mail your blades to us, or we have a second option where we will send you a package and you put your blades in that package and send it back to us. We professionally sharpen, balance, clean them, get them mint. They're so sharp that we dip the edges in wax, in a hot wax, to protect you when you go to open the package. That way you don't cut your hand off. You see them? They're that sharp. They're all razor sharp. So we use professional sharpening equipment, top of the line, best in the business. We use the Magnamatic stuff to sharpen with. So they're just not going to get a better result than what we give you on that. Now, if you're a DIYer and you sharpen your own blades, you don't need me for that. If you take them to a local lawnmower shop, you don't need me for that. I'm talking to the person who don't want to fool with it, don't know how to do it, or just don't care to do it. Or if you just want to support small business. That's why Re-Edgeit is here, to help those people feel that need for you guys. And on that hot wax on the blade, don't forget, once you put your blade back on your mower, take the wax off before you go mow your yard with it. So that's all I got. Like I said, next time we'll be back in the yard talking, and heck, next time you probably see me putting down my pre-emergent. We'll do a video on that. We'll do a soil test video. Probably do my fertilizer application video, then a mow video, and by then we'll be well on our way into the lawn care season. I've told y'all already that I am cutting back on YouTube just because, I just am not seeing the results on my end as far as the subscriber count and the number of views the videos get. They're just not going up like I would imagine they would. Maybe I'm dull and boring, or maybe it's just too repetitive and YouTube saturated with a bunch of grass channels. I don't know what the deal is. Maybe I'm just not that relatable. I'm a very driven person by results. If I ain't seeing a result, I'm gonna back off. So I'll try my best to do one video a week. More likely it's gonna be like a video every other week or something. So I got too much time on to spend with my kids playing golf, and not as much desire to be behind the camera, if I'm being completely straightforward with you. I've never sugarcoated anything with you. I've always been straight up and honest with you. So that's that. So we'll see how the season goes. We'll see how the subscriber count, if it starts climbing again, or if the views start getting better, then that will motivate me to do more. But I'm still going to be on the golf course with my kids. You can bet your last dollar on that. So hey, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch. I'll check you later.
Carry is 190.1 yards. Ready.
Whew. Boy, it almost hurts.
Carry is 206.0 yards. Carry is 195.3 yards.